All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another exciting meeting of Bright Beginning Toastmasters Club. I'm Anshuman Mishra. I'm going to be your Sergeant Arms for today morning. The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. To Please ensure that all your secondary devices are switched off or silent mode. You have 10 seconds to recheck. Please speak responsibly about religion, sex, or politics in your speeches whenever required. Use the feature of raising a hand, applause, and thumbs up when needed. Don't use Zoom messaging in between the speeches until it's required. Until not required, please put yourself on mute during the meeting. If you're playing the role, no need to check whether you're audible or not. One of us will let you know if your sound is coming or breaking. Please make sure that all the role players have added prefix to and suffix to the name in Zoom. For example, I am the language evaluator, so it's language evaluator Toastmaster Anshuman. Now I'd like to invite the presiding officer of today's meeting, Toastmaster Aryan, to take forward the proceedings. Over to you, Toastmaster Aryan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman, and welcome to Bright Beginning meeting on this great Saturday morning. Give me a second before I turn on my video. All right. Thank you all for joining. Today we are having an interesting session with Toastmaster Nancy as the table topic master. Toastmaster Nancy is quite insistent on the agendas being sent on time. She wanted um, to take a major role, and we will be having a table topic session with a special guest from a different club, Toastmaster Abhijit. Toastmaster Abhijit, would you like to have a word? I believe this is one of your first times joining this club, is that right? Or you've joined before and it has been some time since you've joined the club?
Okay. Thanks, Aryan, for giving me the opportunity to speak a few words about myself and the club. I won't be talking so much about myself. That's something which eventually you'll get to know. But when it comes to my participation coming over to Bright Beginnings, this is the fourth time. This is the fourth meeting that I'm attending. In all the three previous meeting, Aryan Chopra was not available, so he couldn't find me there. But yes, even if it's a low audience meeting, I always love it, and that again brings me here, and that is the reason why I was so passionate that at 8:30 in the morning I sent what's the meeting link. Eventually deleted that text, considering that there was already a link which was being shared as part of the agenda. But Bright Beginnings are again the club names talks more about the true essence of how the club meetings happen. It's always about having. It's not about the number of people. It's always about how the how you conduct the meetings. Even there are four people, five people, but 1 hour passes, 1.5 hour passes. We get to know that yes, uh, no, I was in the right investment zone where I could invest my time. So that's how I kind of it brings me here again, and I'm truly honored that I'm participating once again as part of my overall development and growth. Thanks so much,
Yeah,
Aryan.
completely. If the culture is right, even three people can make a great meeting.
Yeah.
And it's great to have you. All right, and we will now move to our main part of the meeting with the table topics. And our table topic master is Toastmaster Nancy. And I hand over the stage to Toastmaster Nancy now. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arjun. So for Toastmaster, okay, so we can start with the table topics. Timer, is that been explained or timer role, Arjun?
So we're all, esteemed Toastmasters, so I don't think we need to go through that formality.
Okay.
Toastmaster Anshuman, would you like to take up timer?
Right now, we can keep it a
It's fine.
free timing table topic,
Okay.
but we can limit ourselves to close to intuitive 2 minutes.
Okay. So moving on to table topic session, we can start with who wants to go first. Toastmaster Abhijit.
I was supposed to raise my hand, and I think you picked up the right candidate. Okay, I love to go. I like to go in first.
Okay. Um, Toastmaster Abhijit. If you could instantly master any skill, what would it be and why? If you could instantly master any skill, what would it be and why?
Thank you, table topic master. If I need to master a skill instantly, it would be the art of persuasion. Because a lot of times it so happens that what you have in mind and what you portray doesn't become a realistic doesn't when becomes realistic for the reason that the other person who is trying to grab hold of your thoughts, of your message, is not aligned with your expectations. And I've seen that in my personal life and many a times. I have something in mind that I would probably go into a meeting, and then I will persuade the audience members in the way I want them to align with. But that has never happened. Be it in my corporate presentation meetings along with the senior management, even it be in the role of the vice president of membership, that I've turned into a meeting, Toastmasters meeting, where I have tried to convince that this time we have 5 to 6 guests. I'm sure that three of them will be certainly can be converted into members, but that's not happened. So, in order to make your alignment, your thoughts in line with what the other people also think, the art of persuasion is a very important skill. And it's just not about a skill that I want to develop instantly. It's a skill which I would want everyone to develop within themselves. It does not come with an inbuilt concept. It's something that you learn through the way of interaction, through the way of talking to other people, getting to know their thoughts, their beliefs, and that's how you will be able to persuade. Art of persuasion is a developed skill. It is something which we all get to adopt it through the way of strong networking. And what could it be best than being a part of a beautiful platform like Toastmasters, where you get to meet so many like minded people and develop it as it comes? So, art of persuasion is that instant skill which applies to me as well as to many others who really want to make an impact in others' life and there as well. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhijit, for your thoughts. And I think art of persuasion is something which is very important. Along with that, one additional point I wanted to say, if you have knowledge, and I think half of the work is done in terms of persuasion, in terms of convincing people. And it's not that only knowledge can convince the people. You should have that capability to speak and put your thoughts. So that's really very important. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Abhijit, for your thoughts. Okay, Toastmaster Aryan, would you like to go next?
I would like Toastmaster Anshuman to go next.
You have an area slash division coming up. Still, you're renominating. Toastmaster. One table topic extra for Toastmaster.
Who wants to go? Who wants
I
to go?
can go, but our area participants should be practicing more.
Yeah.
What हमारे club की okay, it's the pride of our club at stake. Wow.
Anshuman,
I
Aryan is
can't-
preparing for the toughest topic, I think.
okay, okay, then you get the toughest of. All right, I can go first still.
I am preparing to be in the audience at the division level.
Bothered. This is all YouTube live. Great. So much for the like इतनी मुश्किल से I translated that statement to English that the pride of a club is at stake. But anyhow, yes, to responsible.
Okay. Toastmaster Anshuman, describe a mistake that taught you something valuable. Toastmaster Anshuman, describe a mistake that taught you something valuable.
Mistakes are part of being human. If we were not making mistakes, we would have been robotic, we would have been machines, we would have been perfect. And perfection is usually associated with machines or God, but we are neither. So we are bound to make mistakes. One of the mistakes, in a way, which I feel I made as being part of that human race, was not being consistent, at least in terms of being disciplined about my health. And there are two phases to it, prior to the COVID zone and after the COVID zone. So, prior to the COVID zone, I somehow was into the health spree. And as Toastmaster Nancy has also uh, been gaga about cult, I was a regular member of cult, with so much so I attended their first session in Gurgaon in 2017, when celebrities used to also come. Ritik Roshan once came to Gurgaon in Cyber Hub, took our session. So it was the peak phase of doing a lot of half marathons, running, health, fitness, and then COVID hit. We were all stuck within the zone. I tried to continue on the digital platform, but after that, that plateau, that complacency has still been till date, and I truly regret that. I really still am figuring out why that happened, but my quest remains to change that, to be back to that pre-COVID zone where I could go all out. I did multiple cult sessions in a day, not multiple but maximum two, because those are regresses to Usman Nancy might be able to attest to. But and in that quest, I am hopefully will be participating in one or two half marathons to begin with, and in that quest I want to pursue that space of uh, rectifying that mistake of plateauing down after the COVID phase. So if there's one key lesson I want to take away, which I think I have been more successful at Toastmasters, is that if one is part of a good community which is beneficial, one should extend it till they are able to contribute and learn at the same goal. So I'm so grateful that at least Toastmasters, in and out, I have been consistent. But one area I want to be consistent is in health fitness, leading to a much balanced life. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Nancy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. Yeah, it takes time to be consistent. I mean, to start a habit and then continuing it is, I think, it becomes a habit when you start. But starting a habit is little difficult. And then when there comes a pause, then again starting it also takes time. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. Aryan is out. Aryan left the chat, left the meeting, or
You know, Aryan
Oh,
is going to come back with a new avatar, I guess. Full area
what?
content mode में आएगा.
Joining back in a minute.
did he send a message?
Yeah, he messaged on WhatsApp to all
Oh,
of us. But till then, I can give you a table topic to Toastmaster
hmm.
Nancy.
Yeah.
All right. Toastmaster Nancy, what does work life balance mean to you? What does work life balance mean to you, Toastmaster Nancy?
Work life balance means to me, it's not every day. I would say that I have to work 8 hours for office, then 8 hours sleep, and then 8 hours, I mean, with the family, it never happens. Sometimes it's 12 hours office, 8 hours sleep, and 4 hours with family, or it can be vice versa. So you have to be flexible enough to maintain both, but you should not regret that I'm spending this much time in office and I'm not spending uh, enough time with family. It's just go with the flow. There was a meeting in our office, uh, which I attended. That was online meeting, and with the senior leadership, female partner. So there were many questions being asked with female partner, and many female employees were asking that how do you manage work life balance. And sometimes we think that we have to leave our job because of our family, we are not able to spend much time. So she was, that was the best suggestion when I heard from her, that just go with the flow, and everything that is a priority will get its place, will go on your way. Just go with priorities, everything will be settled down. And the working employees, working female employees, are much more managed than housewives. Or that's one thing that I heard from her. So she was saying that working female employees, or anyone, I mean, that was a session related to female employees, and she mentioned that female employees who are working, their kids are much more smarter, because they have seen how our mom has managed everything. So work life balance, nothing to be regret. If you have to spend time in office, you should spend. If you get time, I mean, it never happened that every day you will be spending 12 hours. You will have free time also, so spend that time with family. So that's my thought on work life balance.
Beautiful. And yes, I think um, there might be some like gender role play also into account. So women have different, at times have different priorities, at times not.
Yeah.
But very well said, Toastmaster Nancy. Quite a good reflective uh, piece on work-life balance.
Thank you. It was first Arjun.
I don't know how much Toastmaster Aryan's minute will be, but if you want to continue, we can do a second round with Toastmaster,
We can
starting
Great.
with Toastmaster Abhijit if you want.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Nancy, if you want to give a topic.
Yeah. Toastmaster Abhijit. What food best describes your personality? What food best describes your personality, Toastmaster Abhijit?
Toastmaster Nancy, Toastmaster Anshuman. Since you are a close knitted audience sitting out here, you might be wondering, what's my mother tongue? I do not have an MTI, and it has so happened that ever in my life till now, no one, I'm sure nobody in the entire setup has been able to gauge exactly of what my mother tongue is. But let me disclose that, unreveal it, sorry, reveal it in front of you all, that I am a core Bong, a Bengali. And the kind of behavior that I carry is sweetness. So the food normally would anybody love to is the Rasgulla, because it's a sweet which is a traditional sweet. You have people from the east or from the north, from the west, or even for that matter, even from the south. When it comes to a sweet delicacy, everybody is fond of this Rasgulla, except for me. And why would I even say that? Is because I had enough of such sweet Rasgullas all my life, which resulted in me having medicines to curtail my diabetes. But having said that, this is a sweet that's equally munching. It comes with a sweet juice. When you press it, the sweetness that it brings out from within. The softness is the behavior that I carry. When you press it, it's still not hard. When you still press it, it's still not hard. And when you pour it inside your mouth to have that sweetness of that sweet roshogolla, it's even more beautiful. So if I consider the way of having a roshogolla with tagging with my behavior, I am exactly that same resemblance. I have that, I am that kind of sweet where people would love to have it in their lives because of the smile, because of the sweetness, because of the message that the positivity that I spread across. And I believe, strongly believe, that I have been able to inspire a lot of people. I've been able to make an impact in lot many people's life. And that's what exactly today I feel that I resemble to that sweet. Thank you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhijit. And I didn't know that you are based out of, you are Bengali. Because I closely work with Kolkata people. I could not understand with your accent that you are Bengali, because your accent is typically north side accent.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nobody actually gets
Right.
to know that.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhijit. Aryan, you want to go?
Sure.
What's the TV show you think everyone should watch at least once? Which TV show you think everyone should watch at least once?
Raise your hand if you have ever watched Breaking Bad. So, Breaking Bad is a story of how a typical man, he's a 50-year-old man who's a high school teacher, a normal dad, anybody like you and me. But Breaking Bad is the story of how he goes from being a nice, normal school teacher, a good father, to being a drug dealer, to being uh, basically a kingpin of a huge drug organization. Learns to kill people, learns to torture people, and becomes somebody that nobody would be able to recognize. I would want everybody to watch Breaking Bad because of its psychological importance. Because we all carry the the option to be dangerous. We all have the trait that can make us dangerous. It's just that we do not know it. And when we realize that, we can see how our personality is just a part of what we are capable of. Very often, people think that dangerous people, murderers, rapers, anybody who we think is outside of society is somehow different. They have been born this way, they are made this way. We try to think that they are different from us, just like with our political enemies. Everything that is wrong about the world is because of my political enemy, and my political enemy believes the same about me. But when we realize that we are the two sides of the same coin, we can come to see that we are not very much different from them. It can bring out a, a philosophy of understanding, a philosophy of trying to understand and trying to relate to people instead of being completely antagonized to them. This is there at the political level, this is there in families when people hate one another and it is hard for them to even think about getting along. It's too easy for us to get carried away in the idea that we think is in front of us when we don't realize what we ourselves are capable of. Because we are way more than we imagine, and the people that we look at and think are, oh no, they are so bad, are just like us. Back to you, contest chair.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aryan, for your thoughts. Yeah, one line which you mentioned, that we think that the uh, people who are not that good, they are made like this, but situations, circumstances made them.
Yes,
So, yeah. And even we think that they were like this from childhood. Yeah, that was the thought. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
Toastmaster
Okay.
Nancy,
I have
can I?
noted down that show. I will watch for sure.
Yeah, it's a great show. You should watch it.
Tosma Nancy, can I just take in a small instance of sharing one of the feedback on Toastmaster Aryan's speech?
Sure, sure.
Toastmaster Aryan, just a quick one-liner, not much, because you're participating as a contestant. I want you to win and go to scale up to the division level. My personal opinion on your first thing, that when you did say that raise your hand if you know, and you continued, and then you raise your hand, you can choose to avoid that part of it. You, rather than that doing that, you can always put it in a form of a rhetorical statement, wherein
Mm-hmm.
you ask a question in a form of a sentence to the audience, and then take it back and answer for yourself. Let the audience keep thinking, because when you ask a question like raise your hand, which means that you're asking people to respond to your statement. And if the contest chair or if the chief judge would have told the audience members not to respond and nobody responds, then
Mm-hmm.
certainly there's a credibility issue.
Yes, yes.
Since you will be in the physical stage for the area contest, you can, if you get to have a topic which you want people to interact with, you can always say that I'm sure that most of the people sitting out here, or this part of the audience, or this part of the audience believe that this could be true or false, something of that sort, right? And you can then hook the question in the form of statement and then take it back for answer. For that, I think that's the only thing which I have. Rest, I think it's okay.
Got it. Great. We also have Toastmaster Harsh now. Toastmaster Nancy, would you like to give him a topic? A tough one.
The Harsh. Okay. Tough one. Okay. Toastmaster Harsh, you're ready for the table topic?
Yes,
Okay. Toastmaster Harsh, what is the last thing that made you laugh out loud? What's the last thing that made you laugh out loud? Toastmaster Harsh.
the last thing that made me laugh out loud was not a movie or someone else. It was me myself. One day, I woke up and I was feeling very, very happy. And I went to the mirror and looked at myself. And I thought, I look funny today. And that is when I laughed really, really hard. That was the first thing I did after waking up. And the magic of that was that whole day went so beautifully. I was completely in a jolly mood, laughing at myself and also making others laugh. These teaches us a very important lesson that if you if you start your day with laughter and happiness, you can spread joy around yourself, and that adds on and gives you more and more happiness. That was the last time I laughed out loud looking at myself in the mirror. Back to you, table topic master Nancy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsh. Yeah, even I was reading a book wherein it was mentioned that you should start your day with a smile. You should look into mirror and you should start with the day with a smile and positivity, and your whole day goes like that. The way you start your day defines your whole day. So that was a very good thought, Harsh, Toastmaster Harsh. Okay,
Thank you.
who wants to go? Toastmaster Anshuman?
Sure, I can.
Toastmaster Anshuman, which movie character do you relate to the most? Which movie character do you relate to the most, Toastmaster Anshuman?
Movies are an art form which tend to mirror life. And when we see movies, we tend to see a reflection in the characters that are there on the screen. And one of the movies which really inspired me, like I believe many of us, was Three Idiots. However, of course, I did not relate with the character of Amir Khan in the movie because he was too eccentric. So I related in parts to the other two characters, um, who were, say, part sincere, part were exploring photography, part were pursuing a traditional job, part were being inspired by a character similar to Amir Khan. So definitely, in the quest of three idiots, pursuing that non-treaded path, which is inspiring, did was relatable. How so? Because my path, my journey has been that tangential, that initially coming from a typical family with engineers and doctors. Initially, I pursued to become a doctor, studied for 2 years to become a doctor, and then decided no, science is not my field. It might just be arts. So I taught my school in English, so I thought let me do English honors and maybe pursue become an IAS officer. Then when I pursued doing English honors, I realized, oh my god, I don't even understand a word of it. And I was mostly outside the classroom, doing running stuff like placement cell, quiz society. And then then I realized, okay, let me do go to a traded path of doing an MBA and getting back to normal work stream. So that was quite relatable to how Three Idiots tangential path was, that you pursue excellence. I wouldn't say I pursued excellence, but I pursued stuff and then landed to a typically good, great company in Google where I've been around for 13 years. But that pursuing science, then arts, then commerce helps me give a perspective which maybe very few have, of having friends in journalism to friends in engineering and doctors to having typical leader friends from the MBA life. So I did gain a unique perspective, and that's why I was able to relate to more the three idiots life. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Nancy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. Not everyone does like this. I mean, they choose one path and they follow the same path forever life, like the way we did. But it's good you have all the flavors of all the trades. Good to hear that. Which college you did MBA from?
Ford School of Management.
Ah,
It's in Horsecars, Delhi.
nice. Good. Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman. Abhijit, Toastmaster Abhijit, you had your second.
I had my second one.
You're done with your second as well. I forgot.
That's what the Roshogolla one.
Rosagula one. Okay, okay. I think we
Abhijit is like, I don't want to take another table talk.
No, 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 not like that. I can take it the third one.
We can give Aryan, or maybe we can give you, maybe we can give you a table topic first,
yeah,
Toastmaster
sure,
Nancy.
sure.
Silencer. How am I the silencer? But anyhow, yes, Toastmaster Nancy.
Just give me a minute. Phone is ringing again. Just give me a minute.
Okay. All right. Maybe Toastmaster Harsh, you want to take up your second table topic?
Yes, absolutely.
Toastmaster Harsh, what next? What next, Toastmaster Harsh?
What next? People say that there are three words which are the most dreadful to say and to say to someone, which is I love you. But I say there are only two words which is scarier than that, and that is what next. I've been hearing that ever since I passed out of school. What next? I went to Kota. What next? I went to IIT. What next? I got a job. What next? I left the job to have a startup, and still people ask me, what next? In the childhood, we had answers to what next because that is what society has paved school, college, job. But as an adult, we have a choice to break that chain and do things our way. So, as of now, I don't have an answer to what next, but I'm figuring it out as I move and wake up every day. And I feel that is very, very interesting and fulfilling because you get to explore yourself and things around you. And that is what is happening next. I am exploring myself and figuring things out as I move on. Thank you, and back to you, table topic giver Toastmaster Anshuman.
Give, thank you, Toastmasters. Table topic giver. I don't know where you came up with that,
No,
but that
because
was quite
Nancy was, yeah, yeah,
okay. That was
sorry.
quite an interesting perspective. I think like your perspective made me realize two things. One is this what next question we all have. And I think yours is like a typical successful, hugely successful journey anyone in India can have, right? Like quota, IIT, then job, then startup. This what next question, even by any standards, is on top of mind, even for say Warren Buffett to Sundar Pichai to anyone. Second is this quest for happiness, a quest for fulfillment or purpose, which maybe is coded within our DNA or not. That's another open question. But quite reflective, pondering table topic. All right, over to you, Toastmaster Nancy. From table topic giver to table topic master.
I need table topic.
Oh, okay, you required it. Okay, Toastmaster Harsh, do you want to give a table topic?
Let me try. I'm open to suggestions. Uh, mm,
Toastmaster Nancy, what does your room say about you? What does your room say about you, Toastmaster Nancy?
Entering the room should give you a feel of calmness and you should feel relaxed. When I enter my room is like all white. I like everything white. This is not my room. This is not white. But when I enter my room, yeah, I mean, I feel that I really feel relaxed. It gives me, I mean, even if I'm tired for the whole day, and when I enter my room, it's like I'm totally fresh. It gives me, I feel like, I mean, it's just, I can do anything. And what to say? I can sit for hours in my room even if nobody is there. I can sit, and that is a place wherein I sit alone and I give it a thought how my day was like and what to do next. That is the only place where I think and plan my next day or next few days. So I think a room is a place wherein you should feel relaxed and wherein you, I mean, you should feel relaxed and you can think peacefully. Room that can give you peace, place where you feel peace. Back to you, Toastmaster Arun.
You, Toastmaster Nancy.
All
Anyone
right.
left with second topic?
Oh, sorry, Arin.
Toastmaster.
Arin requires two more topics. And like we won't let Toastmaster Harsh go easy because table topics or Toastmaster is all about being hard on yourself. So Toastmaster Harsh has to give not two topics to Toastmaster Arin for him to practice. for his area contest.
Yes. Just give me a second.
No chat GPTs or
No,
Claude or whatever. Google.
Thought. Uh, okay, I'll ask Toastmaster Aryan, what kind of question do you want? What topic or about yourself, about work, about society, about
So you want me to tell you the table topic you want to give me?
The
you?
category, the theme.
I
So,
want you to give the category or
yeah, what
theme.
is
Yes.
your most challenging theme, Toastmaster?
What is the most challenging theme?
Okay, that is the topic actually. That's the first topic. What is the most challenging thing for you to speak on, Toastmaster Aryan? Toastmaster Aryan, what is the most challenging thing for you to speak on?
There are things that we hold so close to our hearts, things that we are so scared to speak of, that those themes we cannot even speak about. We feel that if the conversation is struck up between a group of people, we would be the one who is silent about that. I do have things like that, and we all have things like that. To me, those things are things having to do with myself. If somebody asks me how I'm feeling, I don't feel much. I don't know what to say. If somebody asks me what my goals are, if somebody asks me how my day is going, that is the theme that I am most scared of. If there was a theme that I found most hard to talk about, that would be the theme that I find hard. We all have times when we find it hard to be vulnerable with people. We find it hard to be open with people, and that is why that can be one of our challenges. Back to you, contest chair. Hmm.
Table
Well,
topic to Toastmaster heads. Another table topic to Toastmaster heads.
tough topic, yes.
Yes. You are at a mall and you see an old acquaintance. Would you wait for him to greet you or would you greet first? Toastmaster Aryan. Toastmaster Aryan, you are at a mall and you see an old acquaintance. Would you wait for him to greet you or would you greet first?
I'm walking in the mall, and just in front of me, I see an old friend. For a second, I hesitate. Is this the person I used to know? But then my eyes light up. Yes, this is the person that I have not met in years, and it brings back all the great memories of the fun that we had and all the friends that we used to hang out with and the stupid stuff we did in school. And suddenly my eyes light up and a smile comes on my face. But do I want to go and speak to them, or do I want them to come and speak to me? In many ways, this question is a metaphor to how we act in relationships. Are you the one who's taking responsibility to make sure the relationship survives, or are you letting the other person do that? Because too often, if we don't take responsibility of maintaining our own relationships and carrying them forward, then that relationship can wither, it can die. Assuming that it is the other person's responsibility to maintain a relationship with you is a harm, because that is how relationships can slowly come to an end. My scenario at a mall is not very different from our daily lives, because every day we have tens of people from school, people from college, people from our previous job that we don't speak to anymore. And it is our responsibility to stay in touch with them. Because if we both assume that it is the other person's responsibility, soon the relationship is gone. So if I had the opportunity of looking at a fellow friend of mine that I have not met in years right in front of me at a mall, I would go up to them instantly and tell them, "Hey, how are you? What is up? We have not met in so long." And that is how our relationship would keep going. Contest chair.
Interesting take and a very profound message. It's our responsibility to maintain the relationship. We have to look at a relationship like a living organism, and that to keep that alive, we have to take action to feed it and uh, make it healthy, keep it healthy. Very well taken. Uh, I'm
Right.
done. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Toastmaster Anshuman, I have one topic for you.
Sure. Or we can do evaluations. Tosma
We can
Abhijit
do
is on.
evaluation, just one topic.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, why not? Okay.
And you have to use a prop.
Pro, pro,
Don't think properly
IPL season.
used or okay. I'll give you a topic, then you can think. If you could save one person you love, or I mean, if you're given a choice that you have to save either one person you love or five strangers, whom would you choose?
Hmm. If I have to choose between one person to save whom I love or five strangers, my head and heart may be at conflict depending on whether humanity is at stake or not. If it's a zombie like situation or the world is coming to an end and there's a nuclear blast, if my heart is at play, I will tend towards saving someone I love so that he or she could survive for the future, and hopefully Earth will continue to exist. There will be the human race, and my loved one can live to see that. However, if those five strangers will be the key to saving humanity, for example, they have the antidote to zombies, and they can ensure that the zombies convert back to humans. My head might come to play, and I might be like, if Earth is not there, what will me and my loved ones do? Then maybe in that situation, hopefully it does not come in my lifetime, that I might go towards uh, saving those five future ones. And I'll hope that my spirit, my loved one spirit, reincarnates into new new body for us to relive that life in the future, which those five people might have seen. Very diplomatic. Thank you. Over to you,
Very
Toastmasters.
diplomatic, right? Thank you, Toastmaster Anshuman, for your thoughts.
All right.
Okay, I think we are done with our table topic session. We can come to our evaluation section.
Would you choose Toastmaster over your
Would you choose?
difficult question? That line, whoever is married knows should not be traded. There is nothing over wife. or I don't know about married women, but for married men, nothing can come over wife. So the folks who are not married, simple rule: after marriage, forget pre-marriage life. Uh, I had the like I or some of us have this false conception that we might be able to power through and have our priorities similar to the bachelor life. Does not happen. Your life becomes about family, and in that you can incorporate other elements of life, but don't be under the false assumption that you'll be the first person in human race to to not have wife as priority. Sorry, it does not happen. Do plan for that. But anyhow, coming to the evaluations, we can give the round table evaluations to each other. Also, we can be self-reflective, that this is what I want to improve upon, and we can give each other suggestions of how to improve upon that. So it can be self-evaluation and each other's evaluation both. And it can be an open round, not like we can have to purposefully go round table. But if anyone has like any self-reflection or evaluation to give each other, we can go ahead.
Self reflection would be that I It's tough to have a lot of body language when I'm sitting, one, and it is a little bit tough to have vocal variety at home because I want to speak a little bit lower. That is the case only over here. I do have feedback for you as well, Toastmaster Anshuman. Whenever you get a table topic, I can predict the first words that will come out of your mouth. I know what you're going to say. So the topic will be, for example, the topic is the hardest choices require the strongest wills. Toastmaster Anshuman will say, choices are the most. So basically, what happens is you go into the philosophical thing about what the topic is, and then you come back to the story. So my challenge for you would be to begin with the story. 3 years ago, I would face with the most toughest decision I've ever made. That would be a feedback for you. Otherwise, your vocal variety and everything is always on point, and this is something you might want to work on.
Thank you, love that. And maybe I'll reciprocate there. One with first with self-reflection and then about you to Swasaran. So on the self-reflection standpoint, what I am and plan to work on is the crispness of my words. So like as Toastmaster Abhijit mentioned in one of his table topics of that MIT mother tongue influence, MTI rather. So my Hindi influence is still higher on my English than it should be. So I do plan to work more on my pronunciation and keeping my words shorter, because I think because of the Hindi influence, I tend to stretch a few words, which does not look that authoritative or come out as crisp. So that's something I need to work on. Um, Second, my like I think filler words are increasing off late in sounds. I need to decrease them. So that's something I need to work, and if anyone has any suggestions, open to that. Uh, Toastmaster Aryan, it's been like 2 3 years working on the energy level of your table topics or speeches. I think your personality type and your style of delivering, there's a certain layer to it, which um, if I think you have intent to change the long run, that's great. But if not, um, what happens is that your sincerity of giving a topic should not be questioned. At times it appears as if like you're nonchalant about answering, which might work in a club setting, but in area, division, district where people don't know you, there you might even fake sincerity, but you might want to appear with the intent that this is serious to me and this is the best I'm giving in that moment. So here we know you, we appreciate your passion, we know how dedicated you are, but your style is, to me, appears a bit nonchalant, which at area, division, district might backfire if people don't know you. So you might be want to aware of that. That you might want to bring element of how sincere you are about the table topic. Uh, Rest your calmness, comfort is all to the point. And Tosma Abhijit, yes,
Nonchalant.
nonchalant, chalant,
Nonchalant.
chalant,
Yes,
chalant or okay,
it's nonchalant. I'm pretty sure. Harsh,
okay, sure, that's great.
you have to check.
Yeah, Tosma Abhijit, I think I like the crispness of the words. Each word of yours is perfected for me. Like, did you do like have you in your? Does it come naturally to you, or have you done any like vocal exercises? Have you ever consciously practiced, say, imitating or working through improving your diction or pronunciation or intonation?
See, Anshuman, I'll be very honest with people in this room. I haven't tried enough. When if I had to self reflect on my way of how I speak, especially on the impromptu part of it, and that's what really used to scare me when I started my journey way back in 2017. I was the last person who used to step in to take in a table topics. But over a period of time, I felt that if I don't take the stage, if I don't come over, if I don't gather good courage, then it's not going to really help me out. And that's when I did. And eventually, from since then 2017 to 2025, no, of course 2024, not 2025, because 1 year has been a district officer. I did participate 7 times in table topics in contest, and of which I have been 5 times division first runners up. So only 1 inch, which could have made me go up to the district level. Now, what makes me go up to at least till that level is to muster the courage, practice impromptu every single time. I have fumbled, even being a division first runners up multiple times. I have gone blank about the topic. I have not understood the topic. But every single time this happened, I felt there's a lot more that I can learn from it. So my personal take is that whatever it takes, I'm still learning. It should not come from within. If you even win a district contest, that yes, I have got everything, now I'm the best person in the entire district who can nail table topics whatsoever. So even if that's the case, I still feel that there's a lot to learn from every topic that I get, from every person who delivers one. So
And
it has
what
come
is
out naturally.
and what and thank you for sharing that. And what is your method of improvement? Do you like work with your mentor? Do you Is it self evaluation and self improvement? Do you imitate, say, great speakers? Like, what is your method of learning and growing?
Okay, so imitation is not something that is my my style. I don't imitate anybody, but I just pick up some of the best things which they have done so as to make an impact on others. The second part of is that is the saddest part in Toastmaster, that I never ever could get someone who could really go ahead and say that, oh, Abhijit, I can mentor you, be my protege, or for that matter, even for my side, I have tried to take help and support from a lot of people, but dedicated mentorship has never happened ever. Now, in self improvement comes from from the time that you practice. When, for example, now when I delivered a couple of speeches now, the two topics, I felt there's a lot which I could have improved on. So when I deliver, it comes out naturally on the areas where I can do better. And maybe that's a behavior, that's a habit within me, to make me calculative on the areas of improvement that I can have after I deliver the speech, because that comes naturally with everyone. You have so much in mind to share, but when you speak up, you speak only a limited version, and once you are out on the stage, you say, acha, ye bhi bolna tha yaar, this could have had more impact. And this is very natural with most of the people. But over a period of time, the more number of times it has happened with me, I have been able to figure out ki yes, I should add something. So it comes naturally. Yeah, I mean, self.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Tosma Nancy. What has been your observation about yourself, others, any evaluation feedback?
For me, I think first table topic, I could speak much. For the second table topic, I had little less to talk about. What I felt that need more improvement in terms of any topic. I mean, I can talk about any topic. That's what I felt, and I think, like Abhijit mentioned, it takes a lot of practice we need to do every day. So that's what I felt. But if I compare with the previous table topic session that I used to give, I think it's better version.
Totally agree. And that is what even I was thinking, Toastmaster and NC, that from 1 year, like that's about to be 1 year, which is fantastic. From
Hmm.
day one till date, I can vouch for that. That initially, when you used to give table topics, they used to be short. There used to be
Very
like
short.
a lot of long pauses, lot of reflection, stuttering, which has completely gone off. And from 1 year back till today, now you're able to complete the entire table topic with your heart and intent of what you want to share. I think you have a lot to share, is what I realize the more I hear from you, and the more you attend them. So you have so much wisdom, you have so much to share. Now you have the tools, better tools to share it spontaneously,
Hmm.
which is so heartful to see. So congratulations on that part. The next challenge which I feel you can pursue is, I think, still that reflection comes with pauses, and especially like pauses after two words, or say
Hmm.
one word or three words. So you might want to speak in sentences as much as going forward, like at least 4 to 5 words to begin with, and much longer sentences, so that you complete an idea, give a pause, idea, pause. Once you start doing that, it might be back to actually coming back to like 4 to 5 words and pauses. But that's more advanced skill, where the pauses are more for the effect than the forceful pause that happens. So if you want to challenge yourself, my suggestion will be to look at, say, speaking 5 to 6 words at one go. Uh, so if you look back to your recordings, uh, you tend to emphasize at times one word, 2 word, 3 words. I don't know if you work with your mentor, Toastmaster Shaunak. If not, I think I or one of us can be a mirror and we can help you out. And after that, your speech will elevate to the next level, and then next level, then next level. Similar to your cult journey, if you're consistent with Toastmaster for say another year more, I'm sure the next year in March when we'll be talking, it'll be a revolution. I'll see, and hopefully you'll be a club contestant
Sure.
and make a club proud and not sit in the audience, aspire to sit in the audience like some of us in the club want to. But yes,
I
uh,
would definitely be part of club. I will continue to be.
beautiful. Thank you. Tosma, Harsh, anything from your end?
Yes, self reflection part. I am happy that I was able to speak on the topics even after taking a long break. I was out of touch, but I was able to structure and think what to say. Improvement parts are still the same, which I where I was a few months back regarding my intonations, my voice modulation, which I'll be working on, but currently have deprioritized it. Hopefully, I'll start joining Toastmaster meetings again consistently and work on that. Yes,
Uh,
that's all from my end.
Rather, there, I beg to differ, honestly. I feel your intonation, I think all your basics are in place, according to me, at least from what is required. Uh, my understanding of you, as I see it, is what you have developed in between when you were active in Toastmasters is less of reflection, more of speaking, and speaking faster without much thought. Like right now, also when you're speaking, you're reflect. I think that's with most of the intelligent people or like wisdomful people like Tosfa and Nancy. Like when we have a lot of wisdom, the thinking part becomes higher, and then we have to compress it and speak in like shorter time frame. That is like audience then tends to wait for it. They're like we waiting for. I read somewhere that audience mirrors and the speaker in 200 millisecond. So I am mirroring you in 200 millisecond. So if you're reflecting, I am reflecting. If your reflection is long, I am waiting for you to reflect, and this happening in milliseconds, not even seconds. So we feel that.
Wow.
So that's why the leaders have to really appear calm, because if the top leadership is panicky, the entire say 10,000 people reporting, the leader will become in panic, and it's happening 200 millisecond. So leaders have to be extremely calm for the entire organization to be calm. So like you are like when you're speaking, you're leading say the five or four of us, and Aryan speaking is leading the other four of us. If he's energetic, audience is energetic. If he's reflective, so we have like I think mirror neurons. We all know that we mirror each other. That is in chimpanzees, monkeys, and humans. That we tend to mirror each other. So if my quest for you, like if you watch your recordings, your reflection comes more than the speaking part. So your challenge, like if you want to challenge yourself for next one, the reflection part you can do beforehand in journaling, writing, or audio recording yourself on different 10 topics, 20 topics beforehand. So you have good content ready with you, and the reflection part reduces as you go. That can work for your startups also, that can work for your client meetings or anywhere where you have the thought leadership part handy, some part of it, so that you already have a foundation to build upon in your speeches. And then it'll come out of you being smarter, of being a quick thinker, being street smart. And that is because you've already thought about those things before. Um, and actually, when you were active, that happened because maybe
Mhm.
just do the brutal practice. But again, I think it's back to square one, maybe because you lost touch. And that is
That was very interesting. Uh,
the thing.
Thank you for that.
Exactly. If you notice, this what again happened. Because you reflected, then spoke. I think that's a pattern. So you might want to think about, yeah, how to. Uh, partly I was like that before. I still am, but I feel for me it is reduced all through brutal practice. Just not censoring myself, just being confident that whatever I want to say, I'll just speak and reflect later, sort of that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like you can tell that the speaker is thinking, right, Anshuman? It's like they're self-conscious, you can see it. Like, yeah, okay, I see that, Are you getting my
Exactly.
point? Yeah.
Yeah, anything we do, like we have to assume audience will mirror. Like by audience, I mean even conversation. If I'm conversing with someone, I'm energetic. He or she will be energetic in high probability. If the mood is like absolutely down, then it's difficult to. But we can get them up from say -5 to zero. Uh, if they're at zero, we'll get them to five. But if we are at -1, there is no chance the other person will be even say minus.
If if you hesitate, then the judges will hesitate to make you win.
Exactly. That's such a good wisdom. Because like when we are judging on oration, like when we are writing those numbers, there's a usually an objectivity comes that this person will be highly probable he or she may win. Because there are, and what's the parameter? When that person is confident that I will win, that this is my best speech, that I'm in my zone, then we mirror that person. Okay, you are great, +1, you are great. But if I myself like, oh, I'll sit in the audience, I'm practicing to sit in the audience, then a lower probability that I will win.
Yes.
It's part skills, no doubt there's skills involved. But if skills are at parity, then energy, confidence trumps skills.
This is a great advice that Anshuman gave to me when my division contest was about to happen. I called him, and the contest was in a few days, and I was like, "How can I add humor to the speech or something like that?" And he was like, "Ab, the speech that you have, this is the best possible speech that you could have. Deliver the speech as if this is the best possible speech that anybody has ever written. If you have doubts, then they will show in your delivery."
And you didn't win division, so I'm not sure that advice worked. But the advice may be true. Skills do matter. It's like this is after skills are at par. By skills, the vocal variety, the intonation, like all the basics, body language, stage movement. But if two people with almost equal skills, then it's about energy, vibes, communication.
Yes. Yeah, Abhijit has to say something. Yeah, Abhijit.
No, I was listening to what Anshuman was sharing, especially around the time when there is a larger audience base during division contest, district contest. So most of the time, what I have seen, come what may, people do say this. The chief judge also gives an instruction during the briefing to the judges that please do not have an halo effect. Please do not have that. This person has been a winner last time, so he or she would have an upper hand, but eventually the mindset, the psychology of an individual wouldn't change if he or she would have witnessed somebody on that big stage the previous year or previous years as well. So if I am a judge, and if I've seen, for example, Anshuman nailing the division level or the district level contest at whatsoever contest type it be, I will have that edge over Anshuman than the other person while giving the points. That is a psychological impact it makes. The only reason, only way the other person can make an impact is to be slightly different from how the person is. And I've seen that happening. I'll give an example of a person who had a very good effect on the district judges, because district judges at the end of the day are all within from the district only, most of the time could be very senior people, and they know that this is how things are, that this person has been a district finalist as a between a district champion. But eventually a person from nowhere comes and participates at the district contest and wins. You need to know what your cards look like. That is the best thing that I've seen. And I have personally, at a division level contest, defeated the previous year's district champion in the division. My win could have been better if I would have won the division contest to go to the district level. But that day, I did not win the division level. I just won over one contestant speech who was a district champion last year, the previous year. So that was an achievement. Reason behind this, because then the judges felt that this person who came from nowhere did make a much more better impact than what the district champion the previous year would have done, and that's the reason I got this course. I don't didn't know who the judges were. So Aryan, for you also, what I feel is that even if it's like a table topics, you're participating in the area contest, have that emotional connection with the audience is very important. And when I say audience, it goes the same way for the judges as well. Judges will give you the scores only when they connect with you. They are not robots to only give the scores on the basis of the ballots that they have in hand. They also are the part of the who are listening to your speech. So the very early start, the 10 seconds, is what makes an impact. So when we say KIC, know your customer, in Toastmasters and table topics, it's know your audience, KYA. So when you come onto the stage, you see who are the people whom you already know. The people who are just an audience, they are just the audience, but whom you feel could be the judges who will make an impact on the scoring on the ballots are the ones you will have to connect with. So uh, the 10 seconds is what is impactful.
Thanks a lot, distinguished Toastmaster Abhijit, for sharing those insights. And I hope this reflection session was helpful for all of us. Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Nancy, again for being the table topic master of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Aryan, to conclude the proceedings.
Yes, thank you all for joining. I'm glad Toastmaster Harsh is getting active now in the meetings. And yeah, it was a great meeting. It was great to have feedback from all of you, and we're all excited for the area level. I do want all of you, if it is possible, to come in for the area level on 28th of March. The location has not been shared with us yet. I'll share it on the group. As many of you that can, there will be great competitors there. There will be two area level competitions, both ISC and table topic, and it will be quite engaging. Thank you for joining Toastmaster Abhijit. Finally, I could attend a meeting where you are pleasing us with your presence. Uh, would love to have any feedback from you for the meeting if there's any. Toastmaster Abhijit, any feedback for the meeting? Any
Okay.
reflections?
Thanks so much, Aryan. I think what you did mention was I was lost in that about the third, fourth meeting that I could attend with you together. Not nothing much here, Aryan and the other Toastmasters. I think you are a great club to be on the positive side of it. Even though there are less people, the agenda gets distorted. I'll be very blunt on that. The agenda gets distorted every single time that get into a meeting at Bright Beginnings. But you never lose hope in conducting the meeting in the manner it should be. Right? It's not only about prepared speeches; it's also about having a good quality meeting, and that's what makes Bright Beginnings so very special. About for any Toastmaster from outside the club come and attend one. So that's a great way of me also participating in your club meeting every single time I get an opportunity. But one strong feedback is just not about these four members, Aryan, Anshuman, Harsh, or Nancy, to come forward and support. It's also about the all the club members to give equal push to ensure that the club meetings happen in a structured manner. Yes, president does takes a lead, which you are doing, Aryan, but at the same time, it requires the due support of everyone. President takes a decision, they lead, but when you do not have followers, a leader cannot be called as a leader. That's how things I see it. And I might be a little blunt here because I want the club. I've seen clubs really dying down, because even if the president or the VP head has been leading from the front, even if some of the senior members have been supporting, the club members do not come forward. So it's also when it's a club, it's the members of the club. You all have to support the club to grow, continue growing, and have these kind of meetings, which happened today and also the previous times. And I Shaunak has been a great support. So has Minakshi been. Anshuman, Harsh, Nancy, you guys are doing great. Continue to have more and more people. The only thing which I feel is a gap is publicity. The PR for Bright Beginnings is something which I have not seen much. I'm not sure why or how. If I would have missed it, then apologies. But if not, then I think a strong PR is what will make the club get on that map of Toastmasters within the district divisions and others. Let people know that Bright Beginnings is one such club which is having its meeting every Saturday in the morning, 10:30 a.m. sharp. And why don't have bring a guest and one? I can certainly share that in the much wider group. But it's also about the club to have those posters released. Now come up and witness for yourself. You can always, if you do not have a team mod, fine, who the team mod is, put a question mark. And bring in, you can always bring in curiosity in the minds of the people who want to know more. I'm sure it will have some impact. So that's the only feedback what I have, Aryan. I am again sorry if I would have been a little blunt on a few areas, but those areas of me being blunt is only for the betterment of the club and what how I see it as an external Toastmaster.
Yeah, yeah, not at all. Makes a lot of sense actually. It was quite insightful. A leader cannot be a leader if there is nobody who follows them. That makes a lot of sense. Thanks for the feedback. Thank you all for joining in, making this bright